Welcome to Journey to the Rise, an interview podcast where we have our guests share their story on their path on how they define success. Journey to the Rise is brought to you by Girl Boss Productions. Often we see someone doing what we want to be doing and assume it was easy for them. What we do not see is the years of hard work that went into where they are today. Success doesn't come without sacrifice, losing sleep, the old saying of blood, sweat, and tears. I'm your host, Lucretia. On today's episode, we speak with Skip Jackson. And again, we're pulling from the archives of my original podcast. And this is why I feel this is so important. Skip has since left us, and he's now to be found in the photo studio in the sky. And he was such an influence on so many people and his students. And he was known as a really tough professor. Yet, anyone you talk to who knows him speaks really highly about this man. And I love that we have this piece of him that we get to share to this day, even though he's no longer here. And I feel that's a really important reason why we should be doing podcasts and videos on YouTube. We get to preserve those moments with really special people who have stories to tell. And those stories inspire others. And I know for an absolute fact, Skip inspired so many people, and because of his willingness to share, there are a lot of very successful students who left his presence. So let's get started with our interview with Skip Jackson. We are here at the Nashville State Community College with Skip Jackson. He is a professional photographer and a professor here at the university, and I just want to thank you so much for being with us.
Well, you're more than welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So, how long have you been a professional photographer?
Well, the word professional, Kodak describes it as earning 50% or more of your annual income through the creation of images. So that would be, if you put a mark on it like that, it'd be in roughly 89, as far as 50% or more of your annual income.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what was it, and what grabbed your attention and got you started in photography?
Oh, Lord. Okay. I was in the 7th grade, and there was this little blonde girl in my class, and I never could get her attention. Well, I found out she worked on the annual staff. So I said, well, let me go over there and see what I can do on the annual staff. So I went over to the annual staff and talked with the head of the annual staff. The school I went to was also the basketball coach and was also the bus driver. Okay, for our school bus. So it was a little small school, a little tiny school. And his office was right next door to the mimeograph machine. That tells you how long ago this was. So anyway, so I went over there and said, I want to be on the annual staff. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, well, I don't know. What do you got? Because I didn't care. I was
after a girl.
I was going to talk about that little blonde girl, yeah. He said, well, here, take this camera and you go out and take some pictures of the basketball games. Okay, how hard can that be? So I went out there and, he showed me how to load it up with black and white film. And I went out there and, did my best. Of course, I had no idea what I was doing, what I was looking at. Whenever somebody jumped somewhere, I press a button, and had a little tiny flash on it. There was a broom closet that the janitor had that also doubled as the dark room.
Oh.
Okay, so he taught me how to, had a little developing tank, and had some, D76 and stop bath and fix, and taught me how to develop that. We had a little tiny enlarger in there, make all the way up to a 5x7, and didn't need anything that big because we had to cut and paste, put it in this annual.
Yeah. Okay,
and we pasted it all up and then made a copy of that. Oh, it was not a sourish, but it's the best we had, little country school, So, and we went on through the year. Finally, the captain of the basketball team discovered the little blonde girl. Well,
Oh,
next
no.
thing you know, he's off with the little blonde girl, and I got the camera. So I lost the girl and kept the camera. So I guess I came out with a better deal anyway.
I think so.
So basically, that's where it started.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was day one, if you will.
Wow.
Okay, and it
That's
just kind
very
of.
cool.
There's been some. I've gone into other art forms in the past, but came back to what I originally loved to start with,
Nice.
which was the creation of images.
So with your work, I've noticed you've done some stuff for Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of assignment did they have you do?
Basically, what these were product shots, and also we brought models in, and they had Dr. Pepper flags that, kind of like cheerleaders, if you will, for the Dr. Pepper venues, and we, would shoot those, and that was one of the projects that we worked on, and there's been quite a few other things as far as, local advertisement for Dr. Pepper. There. That was fun. They were fun jobs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting.
Well, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool to work with them.
Very nice. Very nice. So here at the Nashville State Community College, you're a professor. So what steps do you take to keep the curriculum up to date and fresh for these students who are coming in and ready to embrace the world of photography?
One of the opportunities we have out here at Nashville State, during the summer we have professional development. Now, what that allows us to do is, this is a funded project where we can go and spend, a week with different instructors around the United States. And we've got of course, we make our own choices about where we want to go to be able to, whatever's going to add to our class. There's been, week-longs on specific types of photography. There's different areas in the United States. I've been to Maine, Florida, and it is basically what is cutting edge. Some of it is rehash of things that don't change. Mm-hmm. Like light, that doesn't change. It's been that way since day one.
Yeah.
So it is fairly consistent, just different angles. But that is one of the nice advantages to being able to work with this institution. Is we do be able to, can stay on the cutting edge of what is out there right now.
That's exciting.
So it is. It is. So we keep our ear tuned on, different things that come across the websites as far as photography.
Yeah.
Something we may like to attend and want to know more of. So
Yeah, you guys are really on top of it here. I've noticed when I first learned about the university, I was surprised that something. Well, it's growing, but at the time it was so small, had such a strong photography program.
Well, over the years, that it started off very small, but in the beginning there was some very, very strong instructors here that really built this program, and one of them, matter of fact, he was the very first one that was here, had an Academy Award in one of his documentary films from California. So he was the first instructor here, and then the school's been blessed with quality people as have the opportunity to come on board. It's always been led by quality people. That's one of the nice things about this school. They've always had somebody that was, and from its inception, it has been that way, and it's been able to grow and grow and grow through that. But it is, we're very proud of this. We have a strong institution as far as the technical side of this. If you actually want to know how something works, this is the place to be. We teach you the in and outs of everything that we've got here,
right.
And how it all works. And we expect for you to learn it and you to use it. Yeah, the whole point is you coming out of here with the skills that you need, to be able to go out and basically make a living.
That's really cool.
In this industry we call visual communication.
Yeah, that's really cool because it shows that you really care about the student versus some facilities who they care to get you in, but they don't seem to nurture you as well as they do here.
Oh, we want you to be successful. Our instructors, you don't make a lot of money. This is not a money gig, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, our payoff comes not immediately, but when our people have left us, okay, and been gone 2, 3, 4 years, and then blossom out there. Okay, we've had students, number one, that have gone through this program, and they've ended up being president of the PPA, and they've had numerous awards. Some of them have gone on to other schools and got bachelors. We've had some that, well, one of our premier students she really enjoyed photojournalism. Well, she went from here to Western, and Western is one of the premier photojournalistic schools in the nation.
Wow.
But anyway, they were hired immediately by big name newspapers. Watching them succeed, that's the point. Watching them take what we have given them and make it their own, and being able to make a life. Because a lot of people have dreams, and if they had dreams and they want to do this, we want to try to help them fulfill that dream. Well, that's our whole goal, is them. We want to give them the best of what we've got and the best of our knowledge that we're able to provide for them in the correct way and make sure they understand it. So if they can explain it back to me, I know that they've got it.
Exactly. So do you have a course that you prefer or enjoy teaching more than others?
Oh, lighting is my deal. I love light. Without light, nothing else happens. And light is before capture. It doesn't matter what you use. Cameras are just recording devices. Okay, they do absolutely nothing. You got to know how to set your recording device, okay, to be able to capture the light that's falling on the subject. Okay, how do you want your viewer? What do you want your viewer to see? And understanding how to set your capture device, which is your camera, according to whatever the light is. The light in itself is our medium. That is what we work with. And light, working with light, is my forte. That's what I absolutely love doing. You know, Photoshop, Lightroom, all that, those are after capture. Okay, we can go in there and work on that and then enhance them and, you know, kind of finish them off and this. But man, doing it in camera, captured in there first, and then just using the other image editing programs to just enhance, because our creative tool is light. That's our medium. The lighting classes that I teach before capture are the ones I like the best. Yeah. I enjoy the ones after capture. So there's a lot of cool things we can do on the computer, and it's cute. Run a filter on this, run a filter on that, blah 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 blah. But you know, that's not the point. The point is before capture. The point is understanding what you're looking at before you ever release a shutter.
Right.
Sorry for the interruption here, but we just wanted to give a special thanks to our sponsor, Girl Boss Copywriter. If you're looking to add a blog to your website, maybe you need new copy written for your website pages or an email sequence, Girl Boss Copywriter works to help you connect to your ideal clients. Find out more at girlbosscopywriter.com.
And I've heard students talk how they are intimidated of you and your lighting class, but when they get through it, they always appreciate it.
Well, everything they've ever heard is true. It's one of the hardest classes out here, and I'm glad of that.
Absolutely.
Because, number one, when they do leave here, they do have a strong knowledge of what it takes to be able to capture that light. And, you know, there's no bones about it. It's difficult. The only thing I expect is them to do an excellent job. If they want to come out here and spend the time and spend the money, I'm going to give them the best that I got. And the best that I got is definitely going to be hard. But I want them to come work their way up to meeting that challenge.
That's excellent.
You know, and they say, well, it's terrible. It's a terrible hard class. Yeah, maybe it is. Once you go through this thing, if you decide to stay in this business, you're going to be way ahead of a lot of people that, you know, have just picked up a camera and decided they want to go play with it. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
That is and watching them succeed. And what's amazing, a lot of these students, they think it's so hard, but whenever they come to the end of the semester, they realize what they've done. They have really done well. It is amazing. They achieve things they had no idea they were going to do in this class or in this whole school. And it's when the blood, sweat, and tears are healed up, they see at the end of it that they've got this product that they created on this, and that they gained. You know, it's a lot of them. It's a personal satisfaction.
Oh, I bet. You'll take a lot of pride into it like that. It's really to feel good about that kind of accomplishment in your coursework.
Well, a lot of them are amazed at what they have done. You know, they had no clue they could do it. You know, they had no idea. You know, when the very first part of the day of the semester is like, oh my gosh, if I signed up for the wrong, all I want to do is take a fun class. Wait a minute, no, this ain't it. This ain't the fun class.
So with your various commercial work, do you have a photo session, and maybe even you mentioned before we started interviewing, you did weddings. Do you have a photo session that really went absolutely well or really perfectly wrong?
Oh, there was one I remember. This was back in the film days. I was hired to shoot a big event with a lot of movers and shakers of upper echelon here in Nashville, over at the Stadium Club at Vanderbilt. As they're coming in, the Stadium Club's really fixed up nice. You know, they come in couples, and of course it's a black tie affair over there. I get up there and I'm taking pictures, and you know, and this is not digital days, this is film days, and so bing, 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 I'm shooting. And then, fairly good while into the night, I said, you know, I've shot a lot of photos.
Oh, no.
And I look down, and it's on 36. And I press the shutter release again, and nothing moves. So I pull the release on the bottom of the camera and start rewinding it. There was no tension as I'm rewinding this thing. So, of course, I popped the back open, and there was not a piece of film in there anywhere. I had never loaded the film. Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, now I'm 35 minutes into this shoot here, or into this event, and I got to go back and try to get these shots that I did not get before. So I went over there and loaded up a film and headed back out again. So, yeah, even when you're out there working, you know, such things as not having film in the camera.
Yeah.
You know, the simplest rule number one, always put film in the camera, always make sure you got batteries. You know, even if you've been doing this a while, it can still jump up and bite you.
Yeah.
So you can't ever rest on your laurels. You got to make sure that you paid attention to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the worst ones.
So you have done workshops in the past. Do you have any coming up?
No, ma'am, not any workshops coming up as far as outside of school, but every day is a workshop in my life.
Yeah.
Every day is a workshop in my life because, you know, I do 5 classes a week out here.
Wow.
As far as I do lighting 1, lighting 2, digital photography class, and I've done this semester I've done a portrait class, and I've got a class called imaging technology. As far as personal appearances, no, I haven't got anything booked for the summer.
Yeah.
I am a member of the university. In a school we have, it's called University Professional Photographers of the Universities.
Oh,
So
okay.
we've got a convention down in Alabama this coming summer, so I'll spend a week down there. And basically, it's from all universities all over the United States. Notre Dame, all the big-time universities has photographers.
Interesting.
We're all part of the same unit.
Yeah.
So it just happens to be down in Alabama this year. So it's fairly close, so we'll get to go down there. And that's another way, you know, staying on the, you asked me earlier about staying on the cutting edge of this.
Yeah.
Well, we all talk to each other. So I know what they're doing at Stanford or out at UCLA or wherever, you know, in their photographic areas. So pick up from them what's coming, what's happening. So we just feed off of each other. We get together for a week, and
What a great community.
yeah, it is very, and it's all just university photographers, universities all over the United States. You know, so we all talk to each other about students and how, you know, we could present the information. You know, what else is out there new. So
Yeah.
that's such a plus. You
Yeah,
know, for
really,
all
that's
of us.
great.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that existed, but that's...
Well, you wouldn't. You know, it's you know, one of those, you know, associations that you don't ever hear of.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
but all of us want to talk to each other.
That's very cool. So if people want to find out more about you or check out your images, maybe find out more about the school here, how would they find you?
There is a place on YouTube, and basically it's Nashville State Visual Communications Photography HQ, and I've got I talk about the school and the lighting classes, and also there are, what I'm really proud of is my students' work. Whenever they come out of here with, unbelievable images, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, I wished I'd shot that.
That's
Look
cool.
at them.
Yeah.
Man, they're knocking it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got those displayed
Okay.
on YouTube.
Okay, we'll get that link from you. We'll put that on the website and
Okay.
on our Facebook page and get that posted.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite subject to photograph?
Products.
Product.
Products. Favorite subject to photograph is any products, because I love shapes and how the light plays off the shapes of different products.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about products. So that's my favorite thing to shoot is
Nice.
stuff.
I love it. How about your favorite website?
nscc.edu. What else do you think I'm going to say?
It's a good website.
There you go.
It's a
There
good
you go.
website. What is something that has inspired you in photography?
I just told you, my students. I'm telling you, when they come, the ideas that these people have, in the lighting too, we shoot nothing but products in lighting too, and basically that's what this website, that's what the YouTube shows is what is shot in lighting too. Mm-hmm. Is the ideas that they come up with, because they're required to, we call it on your own, and what they bring in, and able to put together, because everybody in the world has different experiences, have different thoughts, and when they start putting these things together, they start bringing those in here. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like, oh man, where did you get that? Isn't that great? Wow, that's fabulous. And then they light it and we shoot it, and that's what inspires me.
Yeah.
Is them and watching their ideas, because they're young and full of ideas. They don't know it can't work, and I don't tell them it can't work, because we're going to make it work.
That's a great perspective.
And it's just exciting, when I sit down there at the end of the semester and look at these, a lot of times it just takes my breath away. And I think, wow, man, sure, that's what's inspiring to me is them.
That's really cool. Do you have a favorite music to shoot to?
Oh, I do not like shooting the music.
Oh, really?
No, I don't want any music going on, period.
Yeah.
None, zilch, zero. I want it quiet. I don't want any distractions. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to sit there and think and look. I don't want something over here going white noise in my ear. I don't want that. I want it quiet. So I am a very, very visual person, so I don't want any racket in there. Matter of fact, I don't like banging next door or something. I want it quiet, so because I'm using my full senses, visual senses. I don't want to use my hearing.
Right.
I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
In there, it's all about the visuals.
I like that.
So,
that.
none, no music.
Do you have a photo shoot or a location that's kind of on your bucket list that you would love to do?
Back to Alaska. I've been up there once on there. I didn't get to spend a long time. I was out there about 5 days, but it was, I was in the music business years ago, and basically we did a tour up through there. And to go back again would be to just shoot. That's the bucket list, is Alaska again.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's amazing up there.
I heard the word pristine. I've heard it ever since I was a kid, but I never really knew what it meant until I breathed that Alaskan air, and I'm sitting here looking at these mountains. Now I felt what the word pristine meant.
Wow.
So it took on a whole new, it took on an actual feeling, pristine did.
Wow.
And to go back again Alaska would be the thing to go back.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So is there something that can always be found in your camera bag?
Gray cloth, gray cards, something to white balance on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something to white balance on. That and fresh batteries. Yeah, that's what's always in there.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah.
Always. I carry one at all times. Matter of fact, because you have no idea when you're going to have to white balance something.
That's great.
Stays
That's
with
a
me.
gray cloth that you just pull out of your
Yeah,
pocket.
it stays with me.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's smart.
You never know when you got a white balance.
It's like your little cape.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got that and a digital camera, you can shoot it off.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, I really appreciate taking the time to speak with us and letting us pick your brain a little bit about your world of photography here at National State Community College and your experience. It's been great.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'd just like to encourage anybody, man, if you want to come out and really get into the nuts and bolts of this, please come out and be with us, man, because we love nothing better than people that want to learn.
That's awesome.
And there's no age bracket.
That's really
There is
cool.
no age bracket. If you want to be part of this, come be part of this. I don't care how old you are. Just come out here and be with us, because we
Excellent.
love nothing but people that love the same thing we do.
Yeah.
Which is the creation of images.
That's
So,
amazing.
thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. We appreciate it.
To talk about my youngins and my
Yeah.
students. Yeah, I love them.
Very cool.
They're good people.
Absolutely. And we'll get the links to the YouTube and to the university and other stuff up on the website and on our Facebook page so people can find you and maybe come seek you out to learn something.
That would be great. I'd absolutely love that.
Awesome. All right.
right.
Well, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Goodbye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. On our next episode, you can expect to hear...
This is great. So I got the barbecue thing out. I got my kids going down the plastic, slide. We just thought it'd just be funny. My wife's sitting there lounging with a martini, smoking a cigarette with her Betsy Johnson shoes kicked off, and she's like huge. We would never do this. We don't even drink that much or ever smoke, but it was just kind of funny. I mean, it's a throwback to an era of when I was born. So it kind of reminded me of my parents. So
Thank you again for listening. I look forward to having you join us again next week on Journey to the Rise. This podcast was brought to you and edited by Girl Boss Productions.